Hello there. I've read I should ask you to like and subscribe, so if you would, the button will appear about now. First things first. Previously on the Song of Ilium, we saw Achilles and Agamemnon fall out over female captives in Book 1. Then in Book 2, Agamemnon is tricked by Zeus into attacking the Trojans. The Greeks deal with their discipline problem, and Homer gives us the full roster for both sides. This time, in Book 3, the two armies have a little parley.
Parlay? That's the one. Parlay. Parlay. Parlay.
Wherein Paris and Menelaus agree to have a duel to resolve the war. The Trojan prince is whisked off the battlefield by Aphrodite to Helen's bed. The most beautiful woman on earth then comes to meet the pusillanimous Prince Paris after helpfully giving King Priam some roster notes. Book 3 is the book where Homer touches on the casus belli, which is the official on-paper cause for the war. The best way to enlighten those by the base that launched 1,000 ships narrative is with a quote from the great David Foster Wallace's novel Infinite Jest.
Paris and Helen were the excuse of the war. All the Greek states, in addition to the Sparta of Menelaus, attacked Troy because Troy controlled the Dardanelles and charged the ruinous tolls for passage through, which the Greeks, who would like very dearly the easy sea passage for trade with the Oriental East, resented with fury. It was for commerce, this war. The one quotes love, one does not quote of Paris for Helen merely was the excuse.
Nowadays, as the densely packed cultivation in the satellite tour revealed, Greece is something of an agricultural powerhouse. But for a long time in ancient days, Greece couldn't feed itself, certainly not reliably. For centuries, grain was brought from the Black Sea coast, which includes the modern-day breadbasket of Ukraine, to the Mediterranean through the two sets of straits. From Troy to the rich Lydians, to the powerful Persians, to the martial Macedonians, to the relentless Romans, to the backward Byzantines, onto the opportunistic Ottomans, the state which controls the straits controls the food supply, controls the Mediterranean world. Many believe the Iliad represents an episode of what historians call the Bronze Age collapse. The idea is, across the Mediterranean world, drought led to food scarcity, which led to war against the people who kept food prices high, like the Trojans. Now, to me, that sounds a lot more likely than one guy missing his hot wife, right? Which brings me to the topic of women in the Homeric world. My mom found a lot of the female characterization in the Iliad super misogynistic, and it is. She's been reading the new novel Circe, which is from the Homeric nymph perspective, and we both agreed the Iliad has a very it's all Eve's fault sort of feel to it. Male characters in the Iliad, as occurs in day-to-day life unto the present, project their own weakness out onto women and force these delusions in place with violence. Quite simply, physical force is what patriarchy always comes down to. And in a world where the rulers are the mightiest warriors, one can comprehend why Mycenaean Greece was such a misogynistic place. In the modern world, women are starting to assert equality as the strength of will and mind come to matter more than the strength of arm. However, on the bright side, you can see the modern female power on the horizon in the Greek goddesses and noblewomen, if you read between the lines. Women like Athena and Hera and Aphrodite drive the plot and end up making most of the decisions. Likewise, mortal women such as Penelope and Helen and Andromache are portrayed as virtuous, intelligent, and incredibly tough in the face of the mistreatment by the beastly men around them. There's a Greek saying that I think Zeus and Hera would well understand.
What he says goes. Oh, the man is the head of the house.
Let me tell you something, Tula. The man is the head, but the woman is the neck. And she can turn the head any way she wants.
Thanks so much to all my actors. I'm still looking for help, so please let me know if you'd like to act, animate, or edit, or contribute in any other way. So, without further ado, I present you Book 3 of the Iliad.